Tyler is in Nashville. Hey, Tyler, welcome to the EntreLeadership Podcast.
Great to speak with you, Dave.
You too, man. What's up?
Yeah, so I'm CFO of a tiny home community developer here in Tennessee. Did about $13 million in sales last year, and we are looking at starting a 401k program for our employees, just trying to figure out how to roll that out in a way that kind of makes sense for us and isn't going to be something we end up having to pull back later if sales decline or whatever.
Okay. Well, there's kind of three layers to this, and I'll give you the one I would do in your situation. Number one, when we're done, jump online at RamseySolutions.com, click on SmartVestor, and find a SmartVestor Pro in your area that, and it might even be the one I personally use since we live in the same neighborhood, that will sit down with you guys and help you put this together, okay? There's a SEP IRA, which is a Simplified Employee Pension Plan. I would not recommend it. It is best for solopreneurs or people with just a couple of employees, because whatever percentage the owner puts in of their income, you have to put in the same percentage match for all, or you have to put it in whether they put it in or not, for all employees that have been with you more than 2 of the last 5 years. Bad plan for you all, okay? So it's too constricting, it's too generous, and it's really not designed for a 13-person company. The other end of the spectrum is a 401k for a big company, which will cost you several $1,000s a year to have an administrator run it to keep it legal, and ever so often you get to do a $10,000 audit on it. That's what I have with 1,100 team members. I would not recommend that. That's a traditional 401k plan. In that type of a plan, you can decide whether to match or not, how much to match. You can decide if you want to have loans. You can decide all kinds of things and customize the plan. We don't do loans. We do a match. You can decide how long they have to work there before you do the match, all of that. So you can very much fine-tune it, but the expenses of operating it make it prohibitive for a 13-person company, okay?
Yeah.
Now, the Goldilocks, the one that's in the middle, just right, is the Simple IRA plan, is what it's called. It is a 401k plan for small business. It costs probably $150 a year to operate it, and you can put 20, 30 mutual funds, 10 mutual funds in there for them to select from. And the only downside is it's locked in. It's very precise. You have to match 3%, the first 3% of what someone puts in. If they put in nothing, you don't have to put in anything. But if they put in 3% or more, you have to match the first 3%. That is mandatory. You don't get to customize all of that. All of that's set for you. But it's very inexpensive to operate. We had one here until we probably kept that till we got 100 employees. And because we couldn't justify the expense of the full-blown program until then. But it's basically like 13 little IRAs is what it amounts to. But you get to offer it as a payroll deduct, as a 401k, and that's why they call it a simple IRA. But it really is 401k for small business.
Yeah, that's what we'd been looking at. I think our fear with it is just, I know in previous plans we've had to hold on that if the employee doesn't roll it over, we're still having to pay the administration fees.
Yep.
And that's what's kind of made us nervous, is if there's a way to kind of, given that we're in construction and all that, we got a lot of turnover of guys that will be here for, 9 months, a year, 18 months, and get out of there.
I don't know. I don't think you are allowed to require them to withdraw it, but you might be able to put that in the charter. I don't know. You'd have to ask a SmartVestor Pro that helps you put the administrative parts together. I get that concern, but that's really the only one I would know to tell you to do.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm kind of stuck. I don't know that there's another option. I would not do a defined benefit plan in any circumstances. Some doctors' offices do those things, and you get it. It's an old-fashioned pension plan, and basically it's the rich guy running the things, trying to line his pockets, and has to throw off some crumbs to the peasants. Is generally how those things are set up, but there's so much regulation on them, and so much BS on the investment portfolio. I don't want anything to do with them. I've chosen to stay completely away from them. But so I'm a big fan in your situation of that. Yes, it has some problems, has some constraints. And of course, the other options do nothing. Honestly, you're not competing with big company 401k plans for hiring anyway. If someone's looking for a huge benefits package, they're not working for you. They don't go to work for you. You've got to offer them other reasons to work for you other than corporate benefits that are coming out your ears. You don't have, with 13 people, it makes no sense to have a massive benefits package that costs you a ton of money. 401k being one of the elements. I really would not worry about that. Your brand differentiation for hiring is the quality of the relationships in the organization, the opportunity for growth in the organization, the fact that we actually know your freaking name and stuff like that. It's not your benefits package. You can't compare apples to apples with big company benefits packages. I don't want to, and I got 1,100 team members. I don't want to if you want to come here because of the benefits package only, I don't want you. It's not who I want to hire. So, but you got to decide if you want to offer it at all. If you do, and you might talk to a Smart Investor Pro, they might tell you something better. They might give you a good idea that I hadn't thought of. Hey, man, thank you for calling in. We appreciate you being out there.